All right, and we are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another segment of Sunday Shenanigans. So this is Ergo, the lowly human, and tonight we will be bringing a mashup between two titans or two behemoths of the game. So we have in one corner a king, royalty himself, King Rayrand. Hello, King Rayrand. What's up?
Uh,
All right. Yeah, we're sorry for that echo. That will be temporary. So once we go into the game, the echo will be gone. It will be resolved. Kapush. All right. So King Rayron will be using his mono blue deck. He actually has just started playing arena maybe a few weeks ago, and now he's all the way up to gold tier 3 or tier 2, if I'm not mistaken.
tier 3.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, for such a short time, you're just zooming in, just demolishing everything in your path, and now you're at the tier 3.
Not really.
Okay, fine. So in the other corner, we have someone who's quite famous in the brewing community, especially here in the Philippines. So he has a blog. It's called The Forbidden Alchemist. It's has a lot of awesome, innovative, outside of the box brews. So he is known fondly by the Forbidden Alchemist. So
Hi
welcome,
everyone. Hi everyone.
welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I believe the Forbidden Alchemist here will be debuting a new deck. It's called Swarm Storm.
Yep. So I guess most of the guys who are watching probably might have seen the blog entry I posted a couple of days back. So that's actually the deck that I'm going to use now, but I tweak it slightly to be more sort of prepared for actual meta, the meta that you'll be facing in your local game store. So I have this opportunity to run through a quick deck tech with you guys. So hopefully you guys see what I'm trying to build towards and perhaps explain a bit on how we end up with a bunch of tokens smashing through the opponent's face. And without further ado, here we go. So, so the deck is revolving around this card. So we've seen this card very often in Boros builds that have made white weenie and red white weenies a meta deck which allows it to power down a lot of 1/1s, 2/1s, 2/2s, and then suddenly surprise the opponent with a turn 4 heroic reinforcement, which buffs every other creature, including the tokens that it creates. So it's essentially a 4 mana sorcery that creates a 4 power on the board, split across 2 bodies. And that's the swarm part of Swarm Storm, and then the other the other card that completes the equation is Thousand Year Storm. So it's one of my favorite cards when RNA was spoiled. It's actually a funky card, and a lot of my friends who play in the EDH community really like to break this card. And I'm also trying it out in standard instead. So Thousand Year Storm is a 6 mana enchantment, red, blue, and 4. And it says that whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn, and you may choose new targets for the copies. So I think you know where I'm going. So if you come up with a number of spells resolved and recognized by Thousand Year Storm prior to casting heroic reinforcements, essentially you're trying to cheat as much copies as you can with heroic reinforcement, attempting to create not just 2, not just 4, but we're talking about from 10 to 12 1/1 white soldier creature tokens with haste, and then the +1/+1 buff that comes with it gets stacked across the entire board. So the first one would get the most. The first token that enters the battlefield gets the most +1/+1 counters, not counters but buff, and then the last creature that enters the battlefield gets the least, because of course the first creature that steps into the battlefield would see all the other copies of heroic reinforcements getting resolved. And the way we get to a critical mass is with a lot of cantrips and 1 mana or 2 mana spells to help us build that critical mass. We have 4 copies of Op, 4 copies of Shock as our 1 mana spell. We have Chart Course to help us dig through our deck and be able to find some land and even dig up Thousand Year Storm. Then we have Mission Briefing, which is a card that I use in my Modern Mill deck. So the reason why it's here is because it's actually pretty good in sifting through the deck, dumping some cards that you don't need now or you don't need at the turn that you cast Mission Briefing. It's also good where you are able to cast it with Thousand Year Storm in play, maybe cast an op prior to that, and then cast Mission Briefing for 2 copies, and you can surveil 4. It's the top 4 cards of your library. Make sure that you end up drawing another cantrip spell or another cheap spell before you cast your Chart of Course or again your Discovery Dispersal, which allows you to again manage or organize the top cards of your deck and then draw those cards. And then of course as more spells get into Thousand Year Storm, the more value you get with the mana that you pay. So it's not uncommon to see playing Discovery for 2, Surveilling for 6, and drawing 3, or Chart a Course for 4 copies, drawing 8, discarding 4. So it's not a bad exchange. And what makes the entire chain really sustainable is Pirate's Pillage. So the key thing here with Pirate's Pillage is that you do not copy the discard part of the card. So because it's not a copy trigger, it's just a cast trigger. So when you dump 1 card with Pirate's Pillage with a couple of spells on the stack resolve already from Thousand Year Storm, you get to draw twice as much cards and generate 2 treasure tokens for each copy that you get into the stack. So essentially, casting Pirate's Pillage after 2 spells prior gives you 6 cards by discarding 1 and 6 tokens, 6 treasure tokens, which technically pays for Pirate's Pillage and 2 other spells that you played prior. So it resets your mana, allowing you to play more spells like another Mission Briefing, replaying Pirate's Pillage. So that's the 5th spell by that time. So you have now 10 cards drawn, discarding 1, and then 10 treasure tokens. And then you can cast 2 heroic interventions for your 6 and 7 copy. So that's 12 plus 14 1/1 creatures. So that's 28 in total. So that's essentially how we try to explode through the combo. And of course, in just colors, we don't have ramp. So what I'm using is Sailor of Means as a way to stop some early aggression with the 1 body, and at the same time, it helps us ramp into 5 mana by turn 4, allowing us to cast Cleansing Nova in case we need to reset the board and buy us some time. So this is not the list that you're seeing in the blog, because of course in the blog there's no Cleansing Nova, and at the time it's still Deafening Clarion. But through testing, I found out that you don't really have to bother yourself with early threats if your life totals can buffer it a bit. But it's really crucial to be able to kill Carnage Tyrant or very huge Gate Colossus or Gatebreaker Ram or anything that's over 3 toughness. For the sideboard, I changed it a bit. In my blog, it's a transformative sideboard where the entire deck transforms into an Izzet Drake deck. I found it really good in testing, but of course, you don't live in an ideal world. And usually in your local gaming store, a lot of decks are, more influenced by MTG Top 8, or now recently the Mythic Championship is ongoing. So I am expecting a lot of people, embracing Sultai, Simic Nexus, Red White, Mono Blue, which Rayron will be playing shortly. So I tweak it a bit. I try to simplify it. So to help us against control matchups, we have Spell Pierce and Negate. Against very aggressive decks, like red, white weenies, Celestial tokens. We have Revitalize, which scales as well really well with Thousand Year Storm. So you play Op or Shock or you play Discovery before you play Revitalize, and that's draws you 2 cards, gains you 6 life. Depending on how low your life is, you can sequence it where you can cast Revitalize as your 5th spell or your 6th spell, allowing you to draw 6, gaining you 18 life, and get you back into the game. I also recognize that we need some way to kill drakes and other creatures with power 4 or more, of toughness rather with 4 or less, and Lava Coil does the job. And then, of course, I move the Deafening Clarion from the main board into the side. Then this works really well against White Weenies, Mono Red. Also good with some of the fringe decks you see, like people who try to break standard with elves, with Gruul with the Riot theme. So it's good that we can eliminate some of their early threats, buy us some time, make them commit more, and then sweep the board again with Nova. And hopefully by that time they don't have any cards left. Then when you play Thousand Year Storm, then you can go off on turn 6 or turn 7, and you can win the game. So I posted several screenshots in MTG Tambayan, and I'll be able to post some of these photos again in my blog when I release the second list. I think I might end up with the third list after today's match, and show you how important it is to be able to be prepared in the sideboard and what kind of cards we take out from the main, which does not dilute the game plan of going off with Thousand Year Storm. So that's it. I welcome some questions if anyone asks or if there's any comment in the chat. Feel free to raise it. We will try to cover it as we play the game. So that's it for the deck tech, and over to you, Ergo.
All right, so thank you for the very insightful and complete deck tech analysis. So I just have one question for you, Sir Forbidden Alchemist. Did you major in math? Because
No, I didn't.
it seems like this deck you need to be like kind of like a math expert if you want to run this properly.
No, I just watch a lot of games, and I have a friend of mine who was sort of introduced to me. His name is Marvin Gray. Shout out to you, Marvin Gray. So Marvin was the one who somehow made me realize how good Thousand Year Storm is. So here you will see the BO1 1000 Storms deck list here, the Grixis list. So I wouldn't open that box. That box is full of bad things. So
It's kind of like
he's the
Pandora's
one that,
box.
yeah, so he's the one that actually gave me insights and a lot of tips on how to play around Thousand Year Storm. So I just tried to inherit some of the deck building concepts that he shared, and then turn black into white, and then the rest is history.
All right, that's a great story. So I guess we're ready for the match.
Yep.
So my role here is actually just as a commentator, at least for the first matchup. So I will just be watching and commentating, maybe doing some insults, trash talking, whatever.
I'm just praying that there's no turn to curious obsession.
All right, so this
That's
is
the case,
a
then
yeah, this is a best of three. So game one, this is purely Alvanson or the Forbidden Alchemist screen. Then game two, we'll switch to King Rayron screen. So you guys can see how it performs on both sides.
yeah. I think I'm free to discuss what my hand is. I
Yes, I
mean,
think so. I think King Rayron is muted.
all right. So I think this hand is definitely keepable. I guess because we know our opponent. So these two cards are really good in the opening hand. And one of the things that I'd like to mention as well for those who are interested to build the deck is you see the mana base. The mana base is a bit not cooperative. Definitely, I could change these two cards into shock lands, but of course it will take toll on your health, and being and while you play for a combo deck, your life is essentially an extension of the resources that you need to win. So let's see how this plays off. I mean, we're not in a hurry. So I hope Rayrand isn't. So
Let's see.
let's see.
It looks like a pretty quick hand because you have shocks, you have mission briefing, and you have
Yeah,
one part of your combo with the pirate's pillage.
that's sort of. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So what land you play is based on what card would you think, what land you would think you'll draw to make sure they come into play untapped. So we are running um, four four steam vents. We're also running Secret Foundry, and we're running one hallowed fountain. So that's six plus three basics. So definitely we're running more islands than mountains. So I'll probably play this first, and then I don't wanna risk getting dive down.
Yeah,
So
I do agree. Gotta get rid of that while he's tapped out.
yeah. So the mono blue deck is running, I think, 16 or 17 creatures. I'm not very sure, but essentially, what we don't like to happen, they get creatures on the battlefield, and we're not we're not able to interact, especially that.
Alright, here comes some Merfolk Trickster. Well, not really a threat. You're more scared of the flyers that get bigger.
Yeah. So a very crucial thing as well with playing mono blue is the creature type is also something you need to watch out for. So Merfolk Trickster is a wizard, so he has access to a discounted wizard's retort. So that's something we keep in mind when we play against mono blue. Yep, so he's playing that, so I guess we can kill this.
Yeah.
So either he's trying to dig up more threats, or he's trying to get into a board state where he has access to Curious Obsession.
Yeah, well, I gotta say he's making the most use of his mana. He's tapping out all of his lands every turn.
Yeah, exactly. So here what we can do is we can perhaps cast Missions Briefing, target Shock, and kill Paramander. So we'll try to see if we can clean up the top two cards of our library. So he still has five cards. Perhaps some of them are lands, maybe one of them or two of them, and a couple of spell pierces maybe. So he's probably saving those up and just creating this pressure.
Yeah, he has seen your deck, and he knows what to watch out for. He knows you have a couple of cleansing novas, so I doubt he will
Yeah.
overcommit.
So there, so we have that. So we can fix that. So we can't play that next turn. So we'll put this first. And then we could play this on tap, then play our combo piece. Yep, then we'll get this. And then let's kill
Yeah,
that.
yes, kill it while he's tapped out.
So we've killed three creatures. So he probably has that,
Yeah, alright.
right?
So it seems like you're the one tempoing him out so far.
It depends on how you look at it. He has an advantage on card draw. If one of the cards in his hand is a Curse Obsession, so we can run the game with it and bury me in card advantage. So that's something we need to watch out for,
That's true.
definitely.
However, Curious Obsession is not that strong once you get up your third or fourth turn. it's mostly effective
Yeah.
if you turn two Curse Obsession 1/1 flyer.
This is a wizard. Yes, 3 mana
Yes,
up.
yeah, he can counter that.
So we'll just pass the turn and see what he does. So he's gone through 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards. He's gone through 1/5 of his deck. So he should probably be able to draw what he's looking for by now.
And what is he looking for?
Yep,
There, he's looking for a Curious Obsession, and he got it.
sure.
Yeah, Curious Obsession. Basically, the key cog in the mono blue tempo deck. Without it, I doubt it would enter be near the top tables.
Yep. So 5 card grip. So here's a problem with mono blue tempo. So if you don't cash in your spells, thinking that he might have counter spell up, so in the event that he does have it, then maybe your decision was right. But if he didn't have it, then you didn't cast it, then it gives him more time to dig for them. So that's what makes mono blue such a good deck, which is why we have a couple of them in the top 8.
Yeah, and so even though if you don't cast it, he'll just keep attacking, keep drawing. So I think you have no choice here.
Well, it depends. I mean,
I guess it depends on like the board state. Right now, the board state is not really that powerful. Although he will be drawing a card per turn.
so he's playing lands every turn, and mono blue only runs 19 or 20 lands, and he hasn't missed any land
Yeah.
drops. So that signals that he's been drawing lands consistently for a couple of turns. And I think Siren Storm Tamer is going to really allow him to, dig for more gas, because I think having 5 lands in mono is already enough. You can play um, Tempest Jin instead have 2 mana for a Pierce and a Dive Down, or what's this Negate. I don't know, they run it main board, but so Rayran decided to put 2 Curse of Obsession on one card, on one creature. So he's really banking on this creature and not having any other threats played. So most of these cards tell me that he doesn't have a creature. So let's see what he does.
Yeah, or maybe he's just playing us all. Making us think one way when actually he has something else.
Yep.
Yep, and it resolves. Does it? Oh, okay. So my screen just skipped there. Didn't see the counter spell. So they just appeared in his graveyard. Just wondering what happened.
So essentially, he countered Nova, and then after Nova was cast, he decided to play more creatures, which is which is good. So it's really hard to play around that. So he has how many instants? One, two, and this is 8. So he has 6, 7, 8. So he can evolve this into a 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's lethal next turn.
Yeah, you have to do something here. I assume he has a
Yep.
counter spell. He has 4 cards in hand, 4 mana up.
So even if we kill one, it's still lethal. And So 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have to kill Terramander now, but Siren Storm Table will just protect it. So
Yeah, does not really
that's
look
not
like
good.
you have a way out right now with the cards that you have.
Yeah. So let's see what happens.
Maybe he'll forget to protect it. You never know. He's just a new player in Arena, so he could be prone to those
I
missing the
highly
triggers.
I highly doubt that. But well, we have to still play the best plays. So
Yeah. Okay, he sees it.
sacrificing Siren Storm Tamer to have perhaps 5 down. So she has lethal this turn. So Raylan will be taking game 1.
Yeah, it does look like it. So. As you mentioned, Mono Blue is a bad matchup since you are a setup deck, you're a combo slash control deck. And Mono Blue Tempo just tempos you out in the early game. He can just set up his creatures and wait for you to do something while he waits his counter spells or his tempo cards in hand.
Yep.
Alright, so that is game
So
one.
it's matchups like these that I also think about, playing with the idea of having settled the wreckage, for example. So although this puts the deck more into the white space, so we're not running many whites with many white sources to make turn 4 settle the wreckage consistent.
Hi,
Uh,
I'm back.
Hello,
Welcome back.
hello.
Wow, that was a demolition job by yours truly, King Rayrand. Congrats.
So many shocks.
Apparently not enough.
Yes, not enough.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Actually, while you were before the start of the stream, right? I could also hear you even if I was on mute. So
I
what I
know.
did was I removed my headset.
Okay.
So it would be an even thing.
Well,
Hello?
that's good to know. But you still crush the deck, so I need to sideboard properly. So
Oh
ergo,
no.
are we moving to
Uh,
Rayran's?
yeah. So let's go ahead and switch to Sir King Rayrand's perspective.
Okay. hmm
And who's this? Okay.
And I did not prepare for the sideboard, so I'm preparing it right now.
Awesome. So right now we are at King Rayrand's screen here. So at least you guys can see the perspective of the Mono Blue Master in King Rayrand.
More of mono blue novice.
Yes, a novice, but you have master skills. Even though you've just been running the deck, so for what, like 2 weeks or something?
Weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Mono Blue is not an easy deck to pilot because you do have a lot of decisions to make, especially with the counter
Yes.
spells, with when to tap out your mana, when to attempt to bluff the opponent into thinking you have a counter spell. And you have managed
Yeah,
to
that's
navigate
true.
your way properly in that first, or masterfully
hmm
in that first game. So props.
Let's see if I can do it again. So for the sideboard, I'm bringing out one Essence Scatter, one Blink of an Eye, two Heralds, and two Tricksters.
Yeah,
And I'm
Trickster.
bringing in from the sideboard, um, three Negates, Well, let I'll just fix this. One search and two deep freeze, just in case.
Okay. Yeah, so you have seen his sideboard plan. Think you visited his blog. So you know that
Yeah,
his game plan can change drastically in game
I
two.
know, right? I know. That's what I'm afraid of. You'll have to excuse me. I'm not used to playing MTG Arena.
Yeah, no worries. Just take your time. Just make sure you got everything in your deck. Oh, actually, you could have just set the challenge match as a best of three. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. You guys forgot to do that. Actually, I forgot to tell you guys. So it's on me.
yeah.
You just
And never mind.
yeah, never mind. We already started. So let's go with this. Yeah, we could have just saved a lot of time with that. But at least now we know in the future.
Sorry na. Muna kami na. Hmm.
I'm ready with my sideboards.
Sorry, I just something's just not right here.
What could it be? What is not right? Something missing.
You
Yeah,
know what? I'm going with my instincts.
yeah, yeah. You put in the four negates. That's correct. For spell pierce. Yep, sounds about right.
Langya ka. I'm taking back the heralds. I'm playing it deep freeze to the sideboard again. I think this is right. Hopefully.
Well, only one way to find out is to play and see what
Okay.
happens. So this
Well, I
is
am up one game.
yes. You do have a twice to beat edge. And wow, this
Famous last
is
words.
oh, this is so quiet. I don't hear any music. No sound, no sound effects, just your voice. All right, so this is game two from the perspective of King Rayrand. So what I was watching from Sir Alva's perspective, I could feel the pain looking at your creature with a double curious obsession and the mana protecting it. Just kept protecting it from shocks. You countered his cleansing Nova.
Yeah. Well, this hand is well, it has the 1-2 punch. But I don't think that I would be casting Curious Obsession
On
in
turn two.
turn 2
I think you'd
because
want to cast the Siren Storm Tamer first so you can have a protection or an insurance for the
yeah,
Mistcloak
but
Herald.
I would actually go with Miss Cloak first,
Yeah,
then
Miss
protect it
Cloak.
with Siren.
Yep, that
Yeah.
was what I was talking about. So you
Okay.
go with Miss Cloak,
And I'm
Siren,
keeping this.
then I guess you can up end of his turn.
I'm playing one creature actually.
Yeah, on turn two you can up end of his turn once you cast the Siren Storm
Okay,
Tamer.
mulliganing. Yes. Yes, card advantage. No card advantage.
Yeah, I think.
Slide to the bottom. Music to my ears.
Well, his deck is explosive. It doesn't need a lot of cards. Just need this
No
key
turn 1
card
red
to come
mana.
out.
No turn 1 red mana. Come
Oh,
on.
oh, this
Oh
is-
no.
there we go. And he even shocked. So that is an indication that he has a removal. So he's shocked. So he can cast shock.
Hmm. Na even so,
But
I won't do
you
that.
do have a spell pierce.
Yeah, but something's telling me that he has a cleansing nova. That would save that. And I'm gonna Curious Obsession next turn.
Okay. Alright, it is your deck and you are the master. Because I would assume if you cast Curt Obsession, you would have drawn a ton of cards. So when his Cleansing Nova comes out, you would have had an answer.
Mm-hmm. But I have an answer now. Let's see. Let's see. It might bite me in the ass again. So let's see.
Yes, let's see. Okay, so it is time. Still left one mana open.
Wakanda forever.
Yup, yup. Nothing else to do here.
Oh, all those cards. Nice cards.
I thought you sided that out. He's back.
Hmm. I sided two out. So
Okay.
it's a set. So and here comes Deafening Clarion.
Yes, and you do have your spell pierce ready.
Yep. Yes, I do. Wow.
Oh, nothing.
No Deafening Clarion.
Lava
Ah,
coil.
okay.
Okay. And you know what to do.
Hmm. I would actually Storm Tamer this.
Yes, you would want to save your spell pierce for his master removal. Ooh. Yes, the silence is
Drawing lots
deafening
and
here.
lots of lands.
Yeah, so many lands, but you do have board advantage. You're drawing a card per turn. I think you're happy with not missing a land drop. Since
Ooh.
there we go, another Curious Obsession.
Mm-hmm. And I would save the off for later. So yeah. Your turn.
Yeah, so Mono Blue Tempo once again dictating the tempo in the early game. It's going to be very hard for your opponent here, Sir Alvinson, to catch up. Even though he has a master removal, it will just be met with a spell pierce.
Mm,
Ooh. Okay.
up first, up first, up
Oh,
first.
okay, okay, yeah.
Up first, up first. Let's see
Yeah.
first.
So that is
I don't
one.
want another up. Mm-hmm. Mm.
This is one of the key
It's ramp eh.
cards. Yeah, one of the key cards of his Swarm the Storm. Or Storm
Nope.
Swarm. And so far, no spell has resolved for Sir Alvanson. Man, that is not a good feeling to have.
While he's tapped out.
Yes, he's tapped out, so might as well draw two cards and deal 3
Mm-hmm.
damage. And draw another counter spell, which is what Mono Blue Tempo does.
Mm-hmm.
Or dig for another counter spell. Out, and there's a dive down,
Dive down is
I
good.
believe.
Anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, no sense
yeah,
in getting greedy.
I think you're good with that.
He can have his up.
You do have no way to interact with that up.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he does not know
Yeah,
that.
he does not know that. So it's kind of like a bluff in arena. Just pausing and waiting before passing.
3 cards. He's digging for something.
Yes, he's digging for his removal.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Might be looking for
Good sign. Good sign.
what, that 2 to cast red spell that deals 4 damage.
I would be happy with that spell.
Yeah, well, you have a dive down, so it will not do anything.
Oh,
Oh
okay. Oh my
wow,
god.
wow. Okay, yeah, I think this is
Giving me
just
all the toys that I will need.
it's just not fair. We're not able to see Sir Alfonso's deck at its full glory. You're just disrupting him, tempoing him. Right, so this is what Mono Blue does. Just builds up an early board state, generates card advantage with Curious Obsession, and then draws more cards to protect that creature with the Curious Obsession. So it is a very good
Yes.
mashup against control decks like Sir Alfonso's deck.
Oh my
Wow,
god.
wow. Okay. Well, I gotta give it to you. The deck is you. You have synchronized with the deck.
Yeah. Good deck.
And you had the nerve to say that this was a tier 2 deck. I think this is
The
definitely tier
internet said
1.
that.
That's the internet. What do you have to see what you're seeing at your with your own eyes? What do you see in your own with your own eyes right now? You're dominating. It's a tier 1 deck. I have seen a lot of Mono Blue Tempo in Diamond. So, yes, this is a tier 1 deck.
Hmm. He doesn't need that 4 damage. He needs a spot removal.
Ooh, gets the opt. I think he might be
Gold.
digging for that gain life.
Mm-hmm. The revitalize.
Yeah, yeah. Just so we can survive one more turn. So King Rayran here, very careful. Just making sure everything's
One,
in
two,
order.
three.
Yes, he's counting
Eight.
his instants, his spells. Now he
No.
knows the exact mana
I'll
he
do it
need
on my turn.
to adapt Patermander. Yeah, so he's leaving no room for Sir Alvanson to operate in. He's making sure all of his bases are covered. All of them are protected. Here we go. This is lethal.
With negate backup, let's go.
Ouch. Wow.
Oh shit.
No time at all. Game 1 and 2. So this is a sweep by Mono Blue Tempo of King Rayrand. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Alexander Hain. Thank you for the deck.
Okay, so let's
Hello,
get back.
hello.
Yes,
Stop.
welcome
Stop.
back.
Good game, good game. Like I
Good game,
said,
good game, good
Mono
game.
Blue decimates the jank deck.
Well,
I
Mono.
had all the counters actually in hand.
Really. I
I
mean,
had 2 wizards retorts and 1 negate, so I didn't have any remorse in adapting the Terramander for the final swing.
well, I mean, I'm not going to doubt that because you've drawn so many cards. Like I said,
Yeah,
and most of removals that I have when I sided those ins are sorcery spells. So it allows you to interact with them when you keep your mana up. So I also saw the behavior where you would keep your islands untapped and react to the cards that I play. So it
Mhm.
signals that you do have some counter magic or dive downs or something similar to stop the plan.
Yeah, yeah. I actually added more counter spells during our game two. I added three negates, one search for Ascanta to smoothen my draws, and actually that's it. Three negates and one search for Ascanta. I sided out one essence as essence extraction, um one blink, and two tricksters.
Well, you don't have any creatures to tap anyway, so siding the tricksters out is somewhat a
Actually, it was
good
a
move.
choice between two heralds and two tricksters, but I was thinking that um two heralds at least, it's a better chance of getting a turn one play, and tricksters, it's just a flash creature.
Yeah. Yeah. So, like right now, if Mono Blue does take the Mythic Championships, one of the things that's going to come into the sideboard for my deck is definitely more instant removal, like maybe Fiery Cannonade or Lightning Strike, more copies of Lightning Strike. So even if two obsessions get on top of a 1/1, I could still kill it with one spell.
Yeah,
And I'm really looking for a pyroclasm kind of card, but we don't have those printed in standard yet.
not yet,
So
not yet.
not today.
Yeah,
Pyroplasm.
but I was actually listening to your deck tech a while ago before the start of the stream, and the card that I was really afraid of was the Sailor of Means.
Yeah, the 1/4, the one that makes a treasure
The one for
token,
that,
but
I
enters the
think that's
battlefield.
1/5. Is it 1/5?
It's 1/4.
It's
It's one
It's
four
1/4.
that creates a treasure tool.
Wait. Okay. I thought it was the 1/5 that creates bird tokens.
Oh, that's the Mystic.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't have.
You didn't have that in your deck.
No, no, no. Not on this build. But definitely
Okay.
something worth considering. Sure.
Yeah, because it produces 1/1 flyers. Even if they don't if it's not a win con, it will stall the board for mono blue tempo decks.
Yeah, that is a good
Yeah, that's
consideration.
really a good tech as well. Although, of course, that's 4 mana. So by the time that I get to 4 mana, I'd probably be dead.
Yeah, especially if you're up against King Red.
Oh, yeah, that too. I mean, you put that into the equation and things get more even. So,
No, it's just the deck. Alexander Hain made prepared this deck with proper tools to battle counter control decks.
Now, you don't belittle yourself. It's also more of the player. It says a
yeah, I
lot
It
of
mean,
your
was luck.
skills.
not to discount the pilot, but mono blue deck is not really easy to pilot. It has a lot of it requires a considerable amount of patience to know which resource to put into the battlefield and which ones to keep on hand. The choices between
Actually,
sacrificing a storm tamer rather than cashing in a dive down or a spell pierce will matter as the game goes long. So, and it's also very difficult to manage the temptation of running multiple curious obsessions onto one creature because your hand is just full of lands or you don't have enough gas or action. So if you draw a 7 card hand and 2/1/1s and 2 curious obsession and 3 lands, and then the first 2 draws that you get are also lands, it tempts you to put more curious obsessions on one creature and save the other one for later in for you to dodge cast downs or moment of craving or or Lightning Strike. So there's a lot of gamble as well as to what hands you should keep and which hands you should mono. So definitely not an easy deck. I would even say that across all the aggro decks in the meta, like mono white, mono green, white, mono red, I think mono blue is by far the more difficult deck to
Complicated.
run. Yep, because the other decks tell you what to play. I mean, if you have mono red, you have risk factor, and you have 3 lands. It tells you, stop playing stuff and do risk factor at the end of your opponent's turn. If it's white,
Yeah.
keep dropping your 1/1s and then cashing your Loxodon
Pump up
for
the
all the
team.
+1/+1 counters. It kind of tells you what to play. But in mono blue, it gives you a lot of options what to play. But if you play the wrong sequence, it can cause you the game.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Yeah.
True. Actually, in our second game, my hand was 3 lands, one Herald, one Opt, one Curious Obsession, and one Storm Tamer. I opted not to cast the Curious Obsession because you played a red untapped land. You even shocked yourself. So I guess that was a bluff on your part. But it I had the option also to gamble. Actually, if I would start the Curious Obsession with the Herald, or I could save it for when I had 2 more mana untapped.
Yeah. If I had my game one hand for our game two with 2 shops and drawing another one next 3
Mm-hmm.
returns, I think I would probably be able to stay alive longer.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have gotten all that value the from all those card draws from the Curious Obsessions.
All right, I think we still have another game.
Yeah,
Ergo.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So just want to say that was a nice match. We saw Mono Blue Tempest at its best. However, because of that matchup, you weren't able to see the Forbidden Alchemist deck perform at its optimal performance or how it should perform. Like the combos going off, like the Heroic Reinforcements making a million tokens and just swinging for lethal. So hopefully we can see it in this next matchup because we will be switching sides now. I will be the one playing. I will be piloting another Jack deck or homebrew deck. It's called Judith Goblins. So we will be going for
So I will be the one commentating, I guess.
yes, you can comment it, or if you don't want to watch our matchup since you're so happy with your win and all, you want to celebrate, you can just leave.
Nah, nah, nah. I wouldn't do that to you.
All right, so thank you very much. So we will be looking forward to. I'm sure the viewers will be looking forward to all your witty and insightful comments.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be switching screens. So I'll be back to my screen. I guess for game one, I'll go ahead and use my screen. Then for game two, we can go back to Sir Alvinson's screen, if that is fine.
Okay.
Okay, so just loading up my screen. Here we go.
And would you just give me like 2 minutes?
Sure. All
So I
right.
switched direct challenge to. So I guess that should prevent us from playing even if we won the last game.
Yeah, yeah, we can just enable it to best of three. So that was what we should have done in the first one, but it's fine. It just consumed a couple more minutes out of the stream there, but it's fine. And yeah, this is the deck. Just going to show it off very quickly. Basically, it is what it's called, Judith Goblin. So I have a bunch of goblins, a bunch of goblin token generators, and Judith, which is very good in a go wide deck.
And I'm back.
So welcome back. So I am here right now. This is the deck, Judith Goblins. You can have a quick look see if you want, so you will know what to expect. Let me just share this screen to King Rayron.
Okay.
And Discord. Turning on screen share.
With the rise of the Mythic Championships and MTG Arena, would you guys think that Paper Magic's going to wave bye-bye soon?
Well,
I honestly don't think so. I mean, Magic has been as successful as it is today because of the paper map, and there's no way for you to replicate the human interaction that you have on paper magic if you transport that experience into software.
Mm-hmm.
So I would still think that paper magic is here to stay. But I personally don't understand the direction that Wizards is taking.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely for any gaming industry, you have to have a print on on the esports space because everything's going virtual as we move towards the future of gaming. And I think
Yeah.
it's also easier for them to, if I'm Wizards, I would probably do the same because putting your merchandise on an online platform increases the reach that you get, so you can cover more countries, more people. You can access cities and towns that don't have that big of a Magic community and still be able to bring the game experience. But I don't think the right direction is to take out paper. There should be a good balance between playing it online and still have the option of playing it on paper.
Yeah, true.
yeah, I do agree. So there's no way you can replicate that social experience that paper magic gives you. Like you meet a lot of friends, you just grow up with them, you build a community, and before you know it, they
Yeah,
become your lifelong friends, and you just it becomes sort of a lifestyle, the magic lifestyle.
yeah. I met my high school barkada because of this of Magic. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
All right, so we are
you
here.
wouldn't
Finally, game one.
game one.
Yes, I will play.
I believe this is Judith Goblins,
Yes, this is
correct?
Judith Goblins. Uh,
So how what is the deck trying to do? How if you would describe how the deck works, should work.
it should work. Well, it's basically an aggro go wide deck, kind of like a token deck. Then you want to finish off the game with Judith, and you also have Freeze of Forgotten Gods because she's very good in a token deck. You can just sacrifice those tokens
Yeah.
for value. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this is a good hand. It's kind
I
of
don't I
slow.
don't think it's
Yeah,
also a good hand.
against this deck,
You'll have to draw one land.
and this is even worse. We don't have any red lands here. So another mull. Mull to 5. Right off the gate. Yeah, okay. Have to keep this. Okay, 3 cards.
I would
Fine.
actually keep that
Yeah,
also,
let's
that
keep that.
land.
Okay, so we follow up, or we start off with tokens, Goblin Instigator, and make more tokens with Goblin Gathering, or we can go with Light Up the Stage. Depends on what we see. Alright, so here is the first token.
Mm-hmm.
So this is an interesting new card here, Goblin Gathering. It's actually you create. It's kind of like the Goblin Instigator at first. A worse Goblin Instigator since you can only create 2. But once you have more Goblin Gatherings in your graveyard, you can create more tokens. So that's when it generates more value out of that card.
Yeah, I remember card similar to that. I think it's Guerrilla Tactics.
Ooh. Okay, we have
It
Rekindling.
replicates itself. Anyway,
Alright. Yeah, we want to cast our
yeah.
Rekindling Phoenix ASAP. So I guess we'll go with Light Up the Stage here.
Yeah, I agree.
This is very good against his deck. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm happy to get a land there.
Pay 2,
Yep,
then play the Instigator.
yep. Yeah, that's was a very good sequence. We just use all our mana with light up the stage and play down the land there, then casted the other exiled card, which was the Instigator. So against creature decks, the priest that sacrifices two creatures and forces the other player to sacrifice a creature, then you draw a card, get two mana. That would be very good,
Does
but
it matter if you sacrifice the token or the creatures instead? Like goblin instigators or the goblin token?
it matters if you have Judith, because Judith's death trigger only activates on a creature, not a token. It has to be a creature.
Mm, okay. Because you have to be mindful of that also sometimes, right?
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I have been prone to making mistakes with Judith and the tokens because sometimes I think the tokens should be able to deal the one damage, the ping damage when they die, but they don't. So
So you
yes, now I
you
know.
tend to yeah.
Now I have that has led to some humiliating losses, which when I think I had the victor in hand and suddenly I don't have enough damage. Something was wrong with my math. Apparently, there was just something wrong with how I was reading the ability.
I think you should seek help from Alvanson. Oh, your math.
Yeah, yeah. I should probably get him as a tutor. Help us in our math.
But I actually took up DS math in college. Doesn't really help me.
Yeah, maybe I should be asking you for lessons.
Hmm.
So here's another
So what?
sacrificial outlet. This is very good because it synergizes well with Judith, so you can sacrifice your goblins. Uh,
Yeah.
like if he has a wall in front of you, just sacrifice your goblins and just ping him directly. And you can also cast your bigger spells because I do have Siege Camp Commander. We do have two copies of Angrat here.
Yeah, I think that was a part of your six card hand.
Yes, which I had to mulligan because we did not have a mountain.
I would attack.
Yeah, I am waiting for Sir Alvinson. This is
Uh,
okay. Yeah, just attack everything here,
mhm.
and I believe the Phoenix will save us from a mass removal because we will still be dealing 4 damage with that.
Yeah. The thing with Rekindling Phoenix is that you have to kill it twice for it to
Yes.
die.
So it is very, very good against control decks. Against mass removals, it just rekindles or it is reborn as another newborn phoenix.
Would you say it's the Dikembe Motombo of the standard format right now?
Dikembe Motombo. Why would you say it's a Dikembe
The
Motombo?
defensive player of the year?
Well, Dikembe Motombo. Well, Phoenix is actually a very, very good offensive card because it has flying. It has 4 power. So I wouldn't say he's the Dikembe Motombo. More of like a Tim Duncan. He's very good in defense and also good in offense.
Okay. Because if you remember, I've been sending you pictures of my deck, the deck that I'm using right now in Paper Magic. I faced the mono blue tempo deck in last Friday's FNM, and we were at a stalemate because I had the Phoenix, but he had an 11-4 um
11-4.
the Tempest Gene.
Okay. I was wondering how come the power is so high, but the toughness is just only 4. Well, that explains it, because
Yeah.
I guess he had 11 islands, so the game must have gone on a while if he had 11 power.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
Scar, the Scargan Hellkite did a number on him.
Yeah, I'm thinking the only card that can save him is gain 3 life. He'll be down to 1.
But it is lethal
Revitalize.
already,
Yeah,
correct?
this is lethal already. So we might just.
For
This is 8
8.
damage, yes. If he uses the Revitalize, he'll be down to 1.
But if you cast this and you attack with the token,
Yeah, it's lethal. Even if he has a Revitalize.
mhm, I'm thinking he has a shock.
Yeah, could have a shock. However, that is not enough right now. He needs 3 shocks, if that were the case. Or just 2 shocks. Just kill the Phoenix twice. Or shock the Phoenix twice. Well, he shocked 1.
I will actually shock the Goblin token.
And yeah, okay,
No.
I guess he did not have enough answers there. So we got game 1. I guess we'll be going back to Sir Alvin's on screen. So we're on sideboard.
Okay.
That was brutal. I didn't get any sweepers or sailor.
Yeah. Yeah, I did notice he only had spot removals, which was very bad against tokens.
Yeah.
Alright, so we will be switching back to the Forbidden Alchemist's screen here. So you can see how his deck
So,
functions.
Alban,
Yep.
I'll be joining you.
Sure.
Let's see if we can get one win against Robert, the lonely human.
I think you can do more than that.
Lowly.
You can get 2 wins straight.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing both your screens.
Wait. I'm switching over to Sir Alvin's on screen.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where is your
And
screen?
can mute. So let's so that we can discuss the sideboard plan for
Yeah. Let
the go
me.
white strategy.
What is this? I'm seeing triple screens. 3 screens here.
Yes.
Can't seem to switch to the main screen. Okay, screen share options.
Um, press the red one.
The red one.
Stop screen share.
Okay, I think we got it. Yeah, I see that. Alright, then just going to enter.
We'll see you in a while.
Okay, I think we got it. So we're back at the Forbidden Alchemist screen, so let me just remove my headset so I don't hear anything. Anything I should not hear.
Alright, see you soon.
Okay.
So we're only seeing one screen, right?
Yep. So I will be out. So good luck. Have fun. And maybe you have no
I'm
mulligans
still
or
seeing
mana
both
flood.
screens actually. What is this?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Anyway, before we start, Alvanson, would
Yep.
you want to share your sideboard plan with this go wide strategy?
Yep. So definitely large sorcery spells are out of the question. So I'm balancing between removing some copies of Cleansing Nova in favor of Deafening Clarion. Definitely we want to sweep the board sooner. We're also looking at adding Revitalize somewhere in the 60. So I'm looking at what things we can remove. So right now I remove some of my slower spells like Pirate's Pillage. I'm also removing one copy of Cleansing Nova. And currently I'm at 61 cards now, so I'm still looking at removing at least one more. So I'm not siding in the full play set of Revitalize because we're not against Burn. So they
Yeah.
still deal with creatures. So if we can somehow be able to sweep the board with Clarion and then stabilize behind a Sailor of Means and then perhaps a Nova, hopefully the opponent will not have any left.
So
But definitely
what's
this.
your plan against the Phoenix?
Well, the Phoenix is going to be a problem, and I don't have any. Well, definitely I could move in Lava Coil there. It's also good
Mm-hmm.
against Judith because it's an exile trigger, so Judith will not hit me for one if I remove her. So, but
I
of course the
if
deck.
I may suggest, no, instead of the lightning strike, why don't you? I mean, it is a one-off anyway.
Well, the lightning strike gives us an out. So if we
Yeah.
cannot draw our heroic reinforcements, we could just lightning strike him to death.
Yeah. That's with the 1,000 year storm. Okay, I got you.
Yep. Yep. So, and well, it's still good removal and it's instant speed. So, I'm really on the fence with what to remove for Lava Coil. I'm actually looking at removing all Novas and perhaps put two Lava Coils and maybe remove 1000 Year Storm. I don't want to draw that early. So
Mm-hmm.
3 copies should allow me to draw them sometime in the 6th turn, perhaps, with Chart of Course and all that cantrip. So I think I'm comfortable with this. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we keep all the shocks. We have some ways to life gain. Mission briefing into revitalize is also good. Have a coil lightning strike for some, early to mid game interactions, and then deafening clarion as a way to sweep the board. I'm not expecting creatures more than 3 toughness.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, he does not bring anything stupid. Nothing bizarre. But
No,
we'll see.
no Rakdos, Lord of Riots. So let's
So we
see.
have how many lands? We have 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 12, 22, 1, 23. So I'm not looking at cutting a land for
Mm-hmm.
that last lava coil.
And you're actually on the play. So
Yep.
when you're on the draw, that's actually one consideration. But
Yeah. I
because
think
on the
I'll.
draw you have one more draw.
Yep. I think I'll ship this in and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Hopefully we can play some decent games. Yeah, sure. I mean, we have all the colors we need.
Yeah. I mean, turn one up.
Yep, and that's really good that the island is there, so it's all
Mm-hmm.
untapped. So,
Everything becomes untapped, right?
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow, he has a turn one.
Well, I did not doubt his capability to have a turn one play. Wow,
Yeah.
I knew I shipped that to the bottom, but
Yeah, it's a bug actually.
all right, let's
I've seen streams
play
also
his
that
next turn.
ship downs.
Yep,
Then they drew what they shipped it down.
yep. Skirk Prospector is actually a good turn one play. It somehow replaces himself with mana, so
Mm-hmm.
it makes one land keepable, I guess.
And it's actually a sack engine also with Judith in play, right?
Yep, yep, sure. Okay, so he can play
Mm-hmm.
those. Oh, yeah, he can play the Firebrand. Okay, sure.
Malayo pa sa bitutuka.
I think I'll kill Prospector.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. So, because that's a sack engine already.
Yep. I really want to draw Sailor of
Phoenix.
because that's a
Yeah,
good
the MVP.
roadblock. This card is actually pretty good. Goblin Gathering.
Yeah, it reminds me of guerrilla tactics if you're familiar with that card.
I think it's Kindle, not Guerrilla
Ah,
Tactics.
yeah, Kindle. Sorry.
Kindle.
Correct. Ah, let him attack. Yeah.
No, not gonna happen. Sure. Sure.
Well, either ways, getting in for one.
Yep. So let's play. Okay. We're not really drawing good cards, but at least we're at 18 life, so that's good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's one. That's one damage per turn. Not bad.
I don't think it will stay that long. Yep.
Oh no. Hmm?
Hmm. So we're not playing Nova anymore, so we don't need
Good.
Fountain as much.
Well, we sided up one Nova, right?
I think no, I remove all the new.
Okay. Ah, yeah, for the Deafening Clarion. I guess you can wait for one turn, then just revitalize.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I want to draw now is Thousand Year Storm.
Mm-hmm. You have three copies. You just shaved one.
Yep.
You're still at 12, still healthy.
Not
And
for
if
long.
you and if you look at his mana, right? He's missing black.
Yep.
So no Judith for the time being.
Yep.
Oh, there are the Phoenix.
Hmm.
Dig for the 1,000 Year Storm.
Yes, it's not good, but gotta do what
I
they
think you
gotta
have.
do.
Mm-hmm. It's not good.
Yep. Technically, we have one
Eight,
turn left, and if we
eight,
play
nine, ten. That's 10
Thousand Year
damage.
Storm, hmm.
So you have one turn left, then 1,000 Year Storm or bust.
Well, that's the problem. If we play Thousand Year Storm next turn, we don't have mana to play anything else.
How many does it the 1,000 Year Storm what's the casting cost of the
It
1,000 Year
costs
Storm? Sorry.
six. It costs six
So you'll have 7 mana next turn. So you have
plus two
three.
pressures.
Yeah, for the lightning strike. That's two lightning strikes.
Yeah. Actually, we're not just drawing the right cards.
Yeah, it happens.
It has we have the answers cards like Clarion and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
No, that's just that. You can throw the goblins. You can
Well,
sacrifice the goblins and just throw goblins at you.
Yep.
I didn't attack with everything. You should.
So he won't be. I don't know. He wouldn't be holding anything back, but he did.
Yeah. Wow.
Wonder why. Huh. What to do? I'm taking
Four,
six.
five,
Okay,
six.
no
Down to
settle.
9.
No settle.
But that
Hmm.
was lethal if he attacked with
No
everything.
settle, sir.
4, 8, 9, 10 down to 5. I don't think he would have
Ten.
enough goblins to
No,
throw.
he can throw some goblins at you.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, yeah. He would be down to one. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I get it.
Huh. Well,
Alright.
Well, you have one turn.
Head in.
yep.
Let it go, ba?
Black ball would have been lethal. I think. Yeah, if I
Nope.
black ball,
Chance!
Not,
Chance! two!
not helping. Wow. So
Really?
much nothing.
good to see that.
Nope.
That,
Let's grab it.
wow.
So much nothing.
That's the game. Good. Well,
Yep.
you could cast a defensive heroic reinforcements.
No,
But
he will
that's
just
just sad.
sacrifice the firebrand for
Yeah, yeah.
one, and then throw another goblin for it, and then just swing in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That makes sense. Yep, I think Ergo has this. We're not drawing the right cards.
Yeah, it's just not your night.
Well, that happens. Is he back? Okay, Ergo. Get
Urge.
your mic and your headset
Yo,
on.
yo, what's up? What's up, guys?
Yeah,
I'm back.
he was just not getting the right cards, you know.
Yeah, yeah, I did notice I never saw a mass removal. Did not see Thousand Year Storm. So it looks like you're not
The
getting.
namesake.
Yeah, the namesake of the deck, Swarm Storm. You weren't able to swarm, you weren't able to storm.
Well, I mean, we had some cantrips, but we kept, surveilling them and still drawing the wrong cards. So
Wow.
I wouldn't blame the deck. It's essentially variance, especially if you play a combo deck.
Yes,
We'll
that's
chuck
true.
it to the glitch because sometimes you scried the land to the bottom and you still drew the exact land.
I don't think it's a glitch. I think essentially you have two cards on top of your library. So
Yeah, and I did have.
that
But
happens.
it happens so often. It happens so often.
Maybe it's the op glitch.
Dog
Yeah.
glitch.
Yeah,
Right, could be, could be.
we'll chuck it to the op glitch.
Yeah. Well, I'm still happy with the deck though. I mean, I wasn't able to showcase it tonight, but based on the screenshot that I sent, I mean, the deck does work.
Yeah.
I did get some PMs from Facebook and from the blog that they want to actually see how the deck works. So maybe we could, I don't know. I was thinking maybe we could do a traditional, play and see. I won't be competing with you guys, but you just go online and see um, what kind of deck or matchups we get with casual play. I mean, I won't go into rank just to show how the deck works, and all of us can be behind my screen and see,
Oh yeah.
how
Oh
the
yeah,
how the deck
yeah, sure,
works.
sure, sure.
We can do that.
Let's just switch over to your screen. Yeah, you're the one with the Pandora's box. It's waiting to be opened. Okay, let me just turn off my arena. because it will not be needing it since we will not be playing. So that was actually that I was afraid at the end there you might have a settle the wreckage. Actually, I forgot
No.
if that was in the
That's why you
standard plan
didn't
or
move
not.
all
Yeah.
in. I thought but when I counted actually ergo you would take him at one life.
Hmm. Really, even if
Well,
I
I,
stack
I
my goblins.
Yeah.
I've been in games where I'm down one, and and the deck will cooperate and then salvage the win.
Mhm.
But definitely, I don't like to stay at one life because it's especially if you
Yes.
need a land to come to play and tap and you draw a
Mhm.
shock land, so
Mhm.
that's a bust. So for those people who are watching this match and thinking, oh, the deck is not winning, screw it, I'm not gonna buy pieces for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
It's just
jank
not
deck.
cooperating.
Definitely, it's
That's
a
a different
jank deck.
scenario.
Yeah, well, it's a
So
small sample size and not against a particular good matchup for you, especially against that mono blue deck.
well, to be honest, I've only ran this deck in casual play. I haven't really uh, piloted it through a
Oh,
gauntlet
there's
of
a control
deck.
matchup.
Yeah. So, well, maybe it is a wet weenie. I'm
Let's
not
see.
sure.
Could be Azor's aggro.
Let's see.
Still too
Mhm.
early to tell. But I think Azor's aggro has like 12
Well, control
one-drops.
matchups are relatively difficult, of course, especially if they're backed up with counter magic and discard spells. So that's a problem.
Yeah, I think you would be favored in a mid-range matchup.
Yeah. Nothing
So
counter
how
spell, nothing, no interactive spells.
how is the deck how does the deck fare against Sultai?
I only ran it one Sultai in casual play. I'm just really glad they don't have Brontodon anymore in their 60. That's
But
a good.
they're running Assassin's Trophies. At least a one-off.
Well, that's fine. I mean, we're running form anyway, so
Okay.
Yeah, I believe Sultai is currently King Rayron's deck in paper, and he has been owning the
No,
tournaments with it. Is that correct?
no, it's not Sultai.
That's Sultai. Okay. It's Jund.
John,
Yeah,
it's
instead
John.
of blue, you use red.
I don't know what our opponent is playing. Wow, that's deep. Memorial of Glory.
Oh, deputy.
Wow.
Huh.
Okay,
Interesting.
all right,
Okay.
Okay, so you can
interesting.
get this Taylor.
Yeah, well, he can get the treasure back if he gets rid of deputy. Another treasure.
Wow, he got the treasure.
Oh, really? What?
Really?
Oh,
All right.
maybe he saw maybe he reads your blog. He knows that you need mana to go
Sure, you
off your
can have
combo
that.
spells.
Sure,
Wow.
The hell?
Yeah, I might suspect this is
that's
a
funny.
treasure deck. Might think your win con is treasures.
Jeskai treasure deck.
I've never seen that happen. Deputy of detention sitting on a treasure token.
Yes.
Well, there's a first time for everything, man.
Let's do China course. Okay. Do an opt.
Mm-hmm.
More lands. Don't like lands. Okay. We kill that? I mean, sure. What the heck?
Well, you have two shocks.
Well, Too bad the treasure won't return.
I wish he sat on Sailor of Mean so I
Yes,
could get another treasure.
more value
Mhm.
there. Ooh, Sphinx of Foresight.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah, not the usual card we see.
Scry. Okay. So what do we want to do? Do we want to first let's dig? No, that's one.
Right,
Take that.
so get one piece of the puzzle.
Then let's do another. Okay. We probably need
Yeah,
lands. So
I was thinking.
let's do it this way.
Mhm.
Right? Tax. Sure.
What is the magic number here? How many lands do you need to win?
I need to untap at least with six, ideally seven, with Thousand Year Storm on the play.
Okay, so usually the turn after Thousand Year Storm, then you can go off and win the game.
He kept his card on top. Okay. No land drop. Sure. Hmm. No land drop.
Right, time to dig for more
Well, might as
combo
well attack.
pieces.
Show him who's boss.
Yes, one power, one damage.
You're not getting a perfect game.
What worries me is if he plays counter magic. I would think he would. I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah,
He
I
does have
mean,
4 mana up. Oh,
oh,
there it
there's your counter,
is.
your thousand year storm.
yeah. Hmm.
So the combo
What
pieces
to do?
are all in
What
hand.
to do?
You just have to make sure you don't get countered along the way. Guess.
Jeez, that treasure set us back one turn.
Okay, so that
Yep.
was actually a
Yep.
masterful move by the opponent, exiling that treasure.
Yes. What is he doing with this treasure? I think it's important. Let's kill it.
I mean, he's running the tension. He
Yeah.
could probably have one more, and he could sip on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So there's your answer. You can play Thousand Year Storm.
There we go.
There's no accounting for luck. Maybe yours will hold.
Yeah, I should have tapped the
But you know what I
lands.
like about playing casual games in MTGA is that you can see how people dig deep in their pools to create decks that they think are competitive.
Good work.
And
Yeah.
of course, you would see some decks that really don't show any coherence whatsoever. But
Mhm.
there are times that you get to see hidden gems in these builds, and when you play around with these ideas, then you end up with a really good deck.
Yeah,
Yeah, true,
that's
true.
true. I guess it helps you see what's out there aside from the meta cards that we always see every day.
Okay.
As you can see, it's different synergies.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Thousand Year
Warming it
And
up.
Storm
and I
again.
really like the
Yeah,
animation.
I did. I was about to say that.
Uh,
Show him who's
well,
boss.
okay.
You could have actually killed Dovin there with the
With a
shock.
shock. Well, I guess he wants to save it for the Thousand Year Storm. It's kind of like a cantrip. It's just one mana to cast.
Let's go. That's Storm.
Oh, come
Oh
on.
yeah.
Alright.
Oh no.
Oh no. Alright, well, that's fine. You have a way to kill
Thousand Year
that.
Storm. Take the
Get on
Sailor
my
Queen. Come on.
sailor.
Yeah, maybe you could well have taken
And
the
we tried. We
sailor.
tried. We tried.
I mean, he took the treasure before. Why not the sailor?
Inventions bring joy to me and others.
Oh, I didn't know that you have that button to resolve all. That's a good feature.
Yeah, they just
Mhm.
added that from the last update, so it speeds up the games, especially with combo decks.
Oh
So,
really?
yeah.
That's new.
Yup. That is the Forbidden Alchemist. And with the Cleansing Nova
Uh,
here, if it resolves, that is the question, he'll be able to get his Thousand Year Storm back. So let's see what the opponent does. Yep, he
woohoo!
does have a counter spell. Well, still not out
Boo.
of this. Just need to kill that deputy.
How do we
Although,
do that?
well, late next turn you can use Shock, then Mission Briefing Shock. Kill that deputy.
Ah.
Return your Thousand Year Storm.
I hope he blocks.
Yes, please block!
Come on, block. Ah, he's taking it like a man. Oh yes, he's gonna block.
Woohoo!
Ooh, okay, here we go.
Wow, two shocks. Give attention.
Give it back. Come on, let it stick.
You just need one more turn. Come on.
Yep, I just need to untap.
Yeah, I think this should be over once you untap, since you have all your key cards. The Pirate's Pillage, Hero Reinforcements. Just make a swarm, make a lot of mana, make a swarm of creatures, and swing for the win.
Wakanda forever.
Oh, come
Wow,
on.
wow, crazy! How many deputies does he have?
You know, if I'm watching this and I just see how the deck works, I'll be so frustrated
Yeah,
because we're trying our best to make the enchantment stick, right? And yet we're unable to do that.
yeah, he's just drawing answers. He's making unable to go off your combo. Okay,
What do we
Mission
need to
briefing to
draw?
a cleansing nova.
Yep, that's the
yeah,
plan.
he's tap out, so that will resolve no matter what.
Yes, we will get the thousand-year storm.
If we draw it.
Although
Those
Dovin Ban,
kind of dumb.
yeah,
I
Dovin
mean,
Ban
we
is a
mission briefing and then we get it back.
yes,
But we have a cleansing nova already, right?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mission briefing the Nova.
Mission. Sure, we get that land.
Yeah, surveil first.
And then we play Nova. And then we cast Nova. And then hopefully he stops playing
I
detention.
guess another deputy of detention. The way this game is going,
Number 4. Detention number 4.
well,
And he can cash in Dovin.
yes, he can use the
So look for
ulti.
the top 10
Yeah, he's
cards.
gonna look for another
Yes.
detention.
And you'll probably
To get
find the
one
fourth
more.
deputy.
He'll get the fourth copy.
This is so funny.
Not clever.
Come on, Dobin, find the last deputy who looks exactly like you. It does, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
It looks exactly like
Exactly like him.
Dovin.
Yeah, yeah. It's his long lost cousin, Deputy
Okay,
Bad.
nice animation.
Zorius, okay.
Oh,
Oh, I
Alright.
can't cast
Oh,
stuff.
can't cast instant
Okay,
sorcery
that's
spells. Wow. Wow. Oh, just one after the
wow.
other.
What a tech.
Holy crow.
life.
That was so funny. I mean, wow.
He gave you
All the cards you will
Prometheus
draw.
Storm, but you can't cast anything.
Yeah.
He even
Well,
shocked. Sell you out.
It's so funny.
I'll be glad to employ
That's
you
like
in actual
punt to the 10th level, you know.
small things that matter.
Come on, get over with it. I thought he'll be cocky and don't attack. Wow, that was like 3 detention.
3 detention and an
The
Azor.
legendary that actually stops the deck from working. How about that?
Uh,
Well, you
Well, at
wanted
least
the
I got
junkie deck.
get the janky
at least I
mashup.
got my at least I got my
Is that
quest
your
in.
wish?
I'll play one last game and we can call it a night. I mean,
Yeah. We can start watching the Mythic Championship.
yeah,
Let's go,
exactly.
Reed.
Yes, that is ongoing right now. I think they are in the standard portion.
It's the top 8 already, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's not standard already.
Did they play modern or is that pure standard and
Standard
limited?
and limited. And draft.
And draft, yeah. Okay.
So basically it's a pro tour. Just a different name.
Because I got confused. Mythic Championships. I thought that had a lot of formats, like limited, modern, standard.
It's
Maybe not.
actually a good hand, I guess.
Yes,
And you go first.
that sounds
Yeah.
good.
Let's hope for a mid range.
I think I really need to go back to the drawing board on how this deck works. Okay,
Is
it's
it
a
a gate?
gates deck.
Oh,
It's a gates
it's a
deck.
gates deck.
Oh, I think you're happy with that matchup.
Yep. Non-interactive.
Wow. Just wow. Okay.
Hmm.
We're not gonna
The
kill
good
any
thing here
rams.
is
Yes, you're not gonna kill that 8/8 Colossus with one shock.
well, at least you're not missing any land drops.
I don't like to see a ram soon because that ram is going to shorten our clock really fast. And I think that's a ram coming in.
Let's see. Oh no, he just passed.
Nope.
No, he
Yeah.
just gained 3 life. No biggie.
Alright. Okay.
There we go.
I think he's looking for blue mana to cast his growth spiral
No, that's the guild summit.
or the guild summit.
Yes, could be. Uh,
He's still missing blue.
yes.
Mhm.
So
So I think the core color for the gate deck is blue, then green, and then I think red for Gates of Blaze. So
yeah.
He has red and green, but he's missing blue. So
Uy,
Oh wow, Tajik.
what?
What? Oh, we must
What?
the hell?
have. Huh?
Huh?
I'm not sure. Tajik Gates. That's a new one.
I mean, this deck
Ah?
has acquired my attention. Maybe he's playing the Glaive of the Guild pack.
Hmm.
Ah, yeah. That might be it.
And land. Oh, okay.
Ah,
Huh?
well, it's a land. It's technically a land.
Yeah, too bad if you
A
have
land that you can cast.
drawn a land, you could have casted Thousand Year Storm.
Two charter courses and a shop. Huh.
Hmm.
Nope. 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 Don't
Oh,
want that.
there's your land.
Need
Alright.
that.
There we go.
Chart. And then we'll attack.
Yes, show him who's boss.
Okay. Interesting. Enter.
Okay, so we are right at the brink of the combo. So just need to cast Thousand Year Storm.
There's your ram.
Moo.
Well,
Moo.
Tajik and a Ram.
Is back.
Sure, let's take that.
Take it like a man. Here we go. Storming it up.
Okay.
No attacks.
So, will we finally see the combo go off? I believe we will. I
We
don't think
need
I don't
a
think he
draw
has,
spell. Or we need a 1 mana spell.
yeah, let's hope to draw that next turn. I don't think he has a Deputy of Detention, so your Thousand Year Storm should be safe.
A pirate can hold a maze runner back. Now that's good magic.
And
Hmm.
another Sailor.
I wasn't expecting that. But sure. Let's play that.
Yes.
Our opponent is stuck on lands,
Yeah, he has only
which is
4
not
lands.
good for him, but extremely good for us. So next turn we can kill Tajik
Yes. Even if
and we'll
he
take.
pays for first strike.
Our opponent has 8 cards in hand. So either all of them are in the wrong colors, or these are like reactive spells, like maybe Revitalize, or I don't know,
Um,
Gates Ablaze, which he doesn't like to play yet because
It's only 4.
he's waiting for the big
and,
creature, I guess. But it's not gonna get any bigger than 1/4, unfortunately.
well, he does not know that.
Wow, he actually switched it. Okay.
Hmm.
But I think he'll cast Gates Ablaze now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wants to kill both of your Sailor of Means. Yep. So,
Does
But
he
if he
know?
does,
huh?
If he does, and I can shock his ram.
Yeah, actually that was odd.
Yes.
Put all the 3 damage to your one sailor. So your other sailor survives. You should have put
Yeah,
I
he
don't
should
like
have
to shock.
distributed.
Kind of don't like to shock because it takes down our spell count. So I will not do that.
and another 1,000 year storm.
Now this is interesting.
1,000-year storm.
So
We're
this
not
is
gonna die next turn if he
yes.
plays a gate.
Circuitous route. Gate into a circuitous route that's +3/+3 to the ram. So you're still fine. You have
Now
one
it's
farm block.
2,000 years storm.
Yep, exactly. I hope our opponent does not quit though.
Yes, he might concede seeing the that 2,000 year storm.
That's sad.
Ooh.
But he is missing his land for 4 turns straight already.
There
Yes.
no growth spiral, right?
Because he doesn't have any blue mana.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay, here we go.
My turn.
So 2,000 years in the
Op.
making.
Give me op. Give me op. Now.
Give us up, up.
So this is going to be very
So
interesting.
he's discarding down to size.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go.
Alright.
Oh, okay. So here we go.
So what do we do? So we build with shock
Yeah, you want to draw more. So
him.
you can cast more cantrips.
Sure.
Storm count.
And then we op.
Storm count 2.
Sure. Don't like that.
Another
Definitely we don't
one.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Another cantrip.
That's good. And then we play Discovery. Sure.
And more cantrips.
Oh my god, you're doing it.
No, we want that. No, we want this. No, we played the land already, so we don't need either.
Yeah, I would love to see the opponent now. We want to see the look on his face when this all the combo goes off.
You discovered a lot. Time out used.
Oh, maybe
Keep that on top.
that's the opponent's plan.
So
Maybe
we must make sure we don't die from drawing our entire deck.
Uh-huh.
yeah, you have a ton of cards in hand. What's the storm count now? Is there a way to keep track of that storm count?
This card.
Oh no.
Yeah, draw. 15, 13 more cards. 9 cards.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're good with that. No need to draw anymore.
How many lands do you need? And have all the lands that you will need.
So for the viewers out there, this
Oh, here
Let's
we go.
go!
So here's the finisher. Hero reinforcements for, let's see how many. For 2,000? Bam, 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 bam.
Wakanda forever.
Oh, what happened?
What? Oh, you timed
Timed
out.
out.
Oh no! You time out.
Funny. You're so funny.
Holy crow!
That's so
And
funny.
it's lethal. He has 6 gates. Oh, he has 4 gates and 2-2. So it's lethal. Wow. You can still kill that.
Nearly.
I think you can cast up
Let's turn
into a
for
shock.
blue.
Yeah, yeah. You can still kill that ram. Should be fine.
18-1-1s.
And we kill that.
Yep.
Yeah, there's justice in this world.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, I think that was the opponent's plan. He was hoping you would time out, and it happened. Well, that would have been my plan if I was up against your deck and you were comboing off. Hope you would time out. Alright, so here we
Okay.
go once again.
So we draw 2.
So this is take 2 of the combo. Hopefully we don't time out this
Discard
time.
this.
Uh-huh.
And then we will mission brief. We will not dump anything. Sure, on top. We will use. Where's that shot? Where's that lightning strike? Here.
There we go.
Alright. So he
And,
knows
okay,
what's gonna
finally,
happen.
okay, he conceded.
Yeah, he knows what's gonna happen.
I thought he would.
But I had like I
creative.
think close to maybe 90 plus power before I timed out. So
Yeah, I wanted to
and that's the
see.
problem with playing combo decks. It's not MTJA friendly, but
Yeah.
definitely it's easier to pull off on paper. But you have to bring a truckload of tokens and a whole bag of dice if you like to really play this deck. But that's actually how the deck works. So you just delay the game. Spot removal, dispense your shock, play Sailor of Means. Hopefully, you get to 6 mana before the 6th turn, and then play Thousand Year Storm, and of course pray to all the gods in Amonkhet for it to stick. And then if it does stick, then when you untap with 6 or 7 mana, depending on how many treasures you have to sequence your first 2 spells to be cantrips or shocks or ops. And then usually my comfort zone is to cast Pirate's Pillage on the 3rd spell, so I get 6 treasures and draw 6 cards. And from there, you have enough mana to pay for another 1 mana spell, and then use the other 4 for heroic reinforcement for a total of 6 for 6 copies. So you have 12 creatures. So the biggest creature will be a 7/7, and then the last creature will be a 2/2. So you have 2/7/7s, that's 14. 2/6/6, that's 12, so that's 28. 2/5/5s, that's 38. 2/4/4s, that's 56. 2/3/3s, that's 62. And then 2/2/2s, so that's 66. So that's 66 power. So despite blockers, I think that's enough to push through for lethal. And sorry it took some time. I really
No,
hate
it's
the
okay.
tension.
Actually, my question there is, where did you come up with this deck again? Sorry.
Alright,
I
so
don't believe that I heard the story how
alright,
this came to be.
so Swarm Storm is actually of a deck that was shared to me by Marvin Gray. Let's open the Pandora's box and see what's inside. So essentially, it follows the same process, right? So you have Thousand Year Storm, you have Pirate's Pillage, you still have Sailor of Means. What's good about Black is that you have access to Thought Erasure and a copy of Duress, but you would still see the same 4 copies of Op and Shock and Mission Briefing. Here I have Radical Bite just to feed on the cast trigger, and blink of an eye is my way to somehow delay the game. And then how you win the game is basically behind a single copy of Sovereign's Bite and a single copy of Lightning Strike. So 6 spells prior to either of these is going to deal 21 damage. So, so, or you can go back to back with, let's say, an op for your first spell, radical idea on your second spell, and then cycle through radical idea or jumpstart it for your third spell. Shock on the fourth, so your shock would now deal 8, bringing down the opponent to 12, and then another copy of Lightning Strike or Sovereign's Bite for your fifth spell, so that's 15 mana or 15 damage to strike, or 15 life points lost and 15 life points gained by Sovereign's Bite. So you might say it's quite risky to only have 2 win cons in the deck, but essentially you have Missions Briefing to bring it back. You have Pirate's Pillage to put it in the yard, so you don't mind dishing that card onto the graveyard early, and then just bank on Thousand Year Storm. So that's actually the deck that sort of served as an inspiration for me to transform it from Grixis to Jeskai. Of course, losing access to Thought Eraser makes our matchup to controls much more difficult, but I think I just like to see a very complicated board state, and that's easier done in Jeskai. But I think if you compare both Storm decks, the Grixis deck is a bit more stable. You can see you can also Thousand Year Storm Thought Erasure to strip your opponent's entire hand, or you can blink for an eye with Kicker and bounce everything, then draw that many cards. So there's really a lot of ways to disrupt the board state and disrupt the hand. I've done multiple times of increasing the number of spells we cast, and then fire off a duress, and then strip a control player clean. And for the sideboard, I don't have a sideboard here, as you can see, a best of one list. But on the side, you can have additional copies of Lightning Strike if you're up against Control, Fiery Cannonade, or Cry of the Carnarium if you're really preparing against a very aggressive meta. And then you can also play Banefire if you like. So you can do, shock, op, radical strike, then Banefire for 6 or for 7. That's 15 damage. So really depends on what your cup of tea is. But essentially, there's many more builds of a Thousand Year Storm. You can do red. You can even do Temur if you like, or you can actually choose to use either a splash of blue or a splash of red. You can go Jund splash blue or Temur splash. You can go Sultai as well, splash red. So I think there's a lot of possibilities with Thousand Year Storm, and I'm still continuing to try and break this card apart. And for now, I'm happy where I am now with Swarm Storm, and I'm looking at possibly changing this a bit and make it more streamlined. I think for aggro decks, for combo decks, I don't think wasting time clearing the board is a good way to combo off. I think we would like to have more ways to do cantrip. I think I might bring back Crash Through and perhaps additional copies of Radical Ideas here to really make sure I get to draw Sailor of Means and I get to draw Thousand Year Storms right before the turn I am able to cast them. So I am able to go through the deck and really explode and win through heroic reinforcements. I don't mind going down to 2 or 1 life. That's perfectly fine. But I think I might revisit a very cantrip heavy list and see how far that goes. And I'd like to thank both of you for giving the opportunity to stream tonight, and thanks for all the viewers who are patient enough to see the deck go off. It didn't fare well against a very wide deck. So that's something to keep in mind when you build this deck. So tailor fit it to the meta of your local gaming store. But if ever you do get that, right 75 into an event and see the entire deck go off and cooperate, I'm sure you're going to make a lot of heads turn. And if you have innovations or improvements to the deck, I'm very, very eager to know what these are. So hopefully you can share them to me through the blog or through the Facebook. So that's facebook.com/The Forbidden Alchemy. The blog is theforbiddenalchemy.com. And we have two new writers. So if you're a Spike player, definitely you'll appreciate the writings of Nick Price and Julio Espina. So Julio is an ex-judge, so he's a master of combo decks. So I think I would have to reach out to him on how to improve this deck further. If you like Esper, Nick is writing up a series on RPTQ Hero. So it's a series of blog entries that discusses the position of Esper playing Hero of Precinct 1 together with a lot of gold cards, like
I
Walter
think that was
Rimshire and
White
all that.
Darby's deck, right?
Yep. And then Nick is tweaking it a bit on a weekly basis. He was successful in getting into the top 8 in the last week's store champs. So that's testament to how good the deck is. And then Julio, on the other hand, is banking on Simic Nexus. So that's his deck in last week's store champs, and there's one Simic Nexus on the top 8. I'm sure he's rooting for that. And then soon, both of them will publish new standard articles as we welcome the new meta influenced by today's Mythic Championships. Again, thank you guys, and hope to be back soon with another brew.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Avanson. We're always happy to have you here with us to see your awesome new creations. And we're also looking forward to reading the new content on the Forbidden Alchemist.
Yep, stay tuned. Many more articles coming your way.
Thank you
Awesome,
very
awesome. Thank
much.
you very much. So that was it. We are just so happy to see the Storm deck or the Storm at least go off in the final game. So at least the viewers got the treat before we left.
Yeah.
Well, again, thanks, guys. I need to go.
All right. Have
Talk
a
to you
good
guys
night.
soon.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye,
Have a
bye.
good night.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right. So I guess I'm going to watch the championships. Actually, I can put this on stream. We can talk about it if you want. Just hang back and whatever. Or if you're gonna go out, just watch it by myself.
No, yeah, I think I'll call it a night also.
All right.
Yeah, I have errands tomorrow. But
Okay.
yeah, while trying to get to sleep, I'm going to watch the championships and try to root for Reduke.
For Reduk, because he is using your deck right now. Mono Blue.
Actually, I'm using his deck.
Oh, you're using his deck. No, he's using your deck. Of course, he saw the list. King Rayron won second place at this local tournament in the Philippines. So let's use his deck.
Not even John. Not even Mono Blue. That's John.
Maybe he was keeping track of your arena progress. Okay, he sees you're using Mono Blue and you're making the rounds. You're already up at gold tier 3 in just a couple of weeks. So yes, let's go with King Rayron's brew. This Mono Blue madness.
Whatever. Anyway, thank you for having me again. At
And
least this was a good match. Like we said, when the Magic Gods want to give you something, they really want to give you something. They gave us all the tools that we will need to win our match.
yes, especially you. I mean, you just had so many answers in that game, final game against Sir Alvanson. You had counter spells galore, negates. You had the way to protect your creatures. So really, it was just too much. Couldn't really respond since can only cast one master removal per turn, and your spells were just too cheap and too efficient.
Yeah, I like. I'm even considering uh uh building that deck in paper magic. Anyway, let's see.
All right. I'm sure uh, your your fans will be looking forward to that, seeing King Rayred in mono blue.
Hmm. Let's see. Thanks.
All right, so I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching our stream. Hopefully, you guys were entertained somewhat. I'm sure you guys were entertained by King Rayron here. But I hope you were also entertained by the Alchemist and me, Ergo, the lowly human.
Yes, we were.
Yes, you were. All right,
Okay.
so I can
Thank
hear
you.
the Magic Mythic Championships on your end. So happy viewing, and let's call it a night. Good luck to your idol, Ray Duke. Hopefully, you can snag it down.
Yes. Yeah. Bye.
All right, bye bye. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night. Ah.
And we are. Wait, what happened? You're still online, and we